Oh, hi, friends. It's Malik. I just wanted to say thank you, because recently our download numbers have been insane, and we're super appreciative. But if you guys could also just take a minute, give us 5 stars, write a little review, we'd be even more grateful.
Aren't you asking for kind of a lot?
Hell, I'd be happy with 3.5.
People are already listening, and I think that we should just be okay with that.
You guys are interrupting me before I got to the bribe. I was about to, put a little icing on that cake. Like maybe a sticker, a handwritten letter.
I'll write it.
All right. Well, just please rate and review us. We'd greatly appreciate it. Thank you.
Yay!
Smash that subscribe button.
All right, guys. So I brought a bunch of snacks for our Hocus Pocus marathon. I've got popcorn. I've got molasses. I've got fluff. I've got sugar sticks.
And Malik, I brought the big old cauldron to just throw it all in for us.
Beautiful. Okay. Double, treble.
So wait, molasses?
Yeah.
I've never had molasses. What is the point of molasses?
It's a thickening agent.
But what are we...
Made with sugar.
When you put it all together, it's going to be delicious. Don't question the process. Let's just get ready for the Hocus Pocus 12-hour marathon.
Oh, it's so good. It gets good, but it really gets good around like hour 15. You know what I mean? Like that's when it starts to take off.
Way after the 12-hour marathon.
Yeah.
Hour 15 is when you're in the sugar coma.
Yeah.
Well into it.
Blackout for part of it. I don't really know. I'm glad you guys put it back on for me so I could continue to watch.
No, but what are we thickening is what I just don't understand.
The cauldron of goodies.
Yeah.
So we just put it all in and just eat it?
Mix it up.
Yeah, Zarxos, here, just dip your finger in here. Don't leave it in too long. It'll start to burn.
Just real quick.
But,
dip it in, get a big old scoop of it.
Yeah, get a scoop and just eat. Don't eat too much. Your heart will stop. So, just like a finger scoop or two.
And then start chewing immediately and then swallow it.
Yeah, if you let it sit in your mouth, it'll set like concrete.
Hey guys, sorry I'm late. Did the marathon start yet?
Not yet.
No, not yet.
Oh, thank God. Because I just finished my preparation. I see you brought the cauldron, the snack cauldron.
Yeah.
Nice job.
Of course.
Zarxos, good to see you here.
You're going first. I'm not messing with that.
Well, we usually dip each other in like a piñata.
Yeah.
Or like caramel apples.
Well, it's only like
that's a lot more like it.
Than
I
like
don't really
that.
dip piñatas in anything.
Oh, you haven't been to a Mexican party recently.
I haven't.
Not a space Mexican party, that's for sure.
Well,
we dip everything. Everything's dipped.
it's a piñata if you dip them for too long because then they're hard and we have to crack you open.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
But as you might note, Kane is missing.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Or is he?
I was the coat rack!
Oh.
See that? Look, I've got the hat on and the cloak. And you guys were hanging your coats on me as you came in.
Did not even notice.
Oh, wow.
Clever,
That's a good
clever
costume.
disguise. I think it was the
Wow.
mustache that really threw me off.
I was like, oh, there's our coat rack that we've always had in
With
here.
the mustache.
Costume ever.
Got me good.
I've never understood why the temperature is so cold on the ship, and I think it's because Kane just wants us to wear coats and hide as a coat.
It's the long con.
I get
So
it.
yeah, I'm
I've been playing
experimenting.
for years, so.
I've been experimenting with moving Kane's consciousness from inanimate object to inanimate object, and this is one of them.
Okay.
This fine coat rack here. Nice job, Kane.
Neat.
But for the event, for the marathon, let me just go ahead and flip my oversized switch here. Kane, you ready?
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Here we go.
I didn't
1,
notice that.
I'm excited.
2, 3.
And now he is a robotic cat.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, I like this form so much better.
Doesn't that work? I think that's
Precious.
got a theme there.
And what's better is he's not going to shed.
Yeah.
Meow.
I love it.
Also, he can speak. He's just really into.
I'm just testing out.
Yeah.
If this
He's
piss
method
doesn't
acting.
smell like bleach, I'm out.
Yeah.
That's it.
This is
Also,
so
I've got
cute.
some pretty killer claws. As you can see, they're quite sharp.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Literally, yeah.
seems to be an oversight on Isaac's part.
Why did you do that?
Listen, listen.
It's because declawing is inhumane.
Well, first off that.
He's a robot.
Also,
He is inhumane.
if any of you wanted to take my spot on the couch, then Kane would show what for. But anyway, here's the thing. We needed a snarky cat sidekick
We did.
for this marathon.
You're right.
Like
Now we have
Salem.
it. Yes, that's right.
That's what it was missing last year.
Perfect. Yeah. It's all I've ever wanted in my life.
Good job,
So
Kane. You
excited.
did it.
We have to paint him black now.
Yes.
All right, so go ahead and boot that baby up, Zarxos. I know you gotta stomp on that sewing machine pedal
1920s projector.
Yeah.
Go!
to get the projector going.
Yeah. Oh. Perfect.
Good. The balloon popped, which
Yeah.
means that the TV will be turning on soon.
But wait. Before we watch the Hocus Pocus 12-hour marathon.
You told me it was Clue. I thought we were watching Clue.
No. I mean, we are watching one of the most nostalgic childhood Halloween movies ever.
Yeah, that would be the worst movie of all time. Would be Clue.
Hey, fuck you!
Yeah, right.
You know what? I've never said anything bad about the space Mexican people, but
What?
That's deep.
Sarxos.
Clue's fantastic. Have you seen it?
What? Clue? I mean, if you played Clue once, you've seen it, right?
Oh, you haven't seen the movie.
right.
That's
Oh,
okay.
you
I
haven't
can
seen the
forgive you then.
movie, yeah.
You
You
just
need
you were
to watch
kidding.
the-
No,
I'm
wait.
not-
Here's Tim Curry's in Clue, right?
Talk-
Yes.
It's the worst movie ever.
Get out of here. Get off the ship.
Look at that.
Oh, watch those claws. Hold on, Kane. He's a friend. He's a friend.
He doesn't know what he's saying. I think he's had too much of the molasses concoction already.
No, Clue is like one of my favorite movies from my childhood when I was a
It's
kid.
so
It's
good.
It was so good.
But anyway, also speaking of great childhood movies, Hocus Pocus exists. I'm not good at segueing.
Yeah, let's just get ahead. Go right into talking about Hocus Pocus. Nathan.
Yeah, that's
I can
good.
see you're
There
very
it is.
excited.
Yeah, there it is. Malik, take it away.
You're ugly.
Okay, computer, listen here.
That was
Alright.
just rude.
We do have about an hour till the marathon comes on, so we could do roughly an hour of talking about it.
I think one
Wait
of
an hour
pretty
of talking
convenient.
about Hocus Pocus.
no everything that we enjoy.
Oh my god.
And find.
No, I think just Hocus Pocus. Let's just have an hour,
Okay.
solid hour 15, just Hocus Pocus.
I think what I liked most
The
about
wardrobe?
Hocus Pocus.
The pageantry, the song.
That does sound like me. But really, it was, I think his name is Binks,
The cat?
the cat.
Yes.
He was Salem-esque.
Yeah, he was like the poor man's Salem.
Yeah.
Fair.
But, I mean, like, only slightly poorer. Like, if Salem
Yeah.
is middle class, this guy's, like, lower middle class.
Yeah.
And then he turns into that, like, little, like, hot boy. I mean, he was hot when you were 12, right?
Yeah, just when
Nothing
you were
really
12.
changed past me being 12. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I just mean, like, I remember watching it, and then you find out that Binks had turned into a cat because he'd been bewitched, and that he was just, like, this, like, cute boy with a bowl cut who was trying to save his sister, and you're like, oh, shit, Binks was cute. Anyways, it's a good
Well, the
story.
computer's agreeing with you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC.
Duh.
Oh, no.
oh, he lured you in.
Yeah, I mean, if I watch this movie for the first time as an adult, 100% computer, I understand where you're coming from. But I actually think when I saw that and Binks turned into a human, I was like, this kid's older than me, but also handsome.
It's important.
Did you also
Okay,
say
so-
it like a supervillain?
I
Like, but
did.
also handsome.
Also handsome. Did you not know me as a
refresh
child?
my memory banks here. So, was it sort of like a frog prince thing? Like the cat turns into a boy or something? Like, is that?
It was a curse.
Yeah, there was
Yeah.
a curse, and then the cat was the cat was a boy at one time.
Uh-huh.
Kind of like the guy from Beauty and the Beast. You know, you got cursed
Sure.
and then became a
But it wasn't
beast.
because he did anything wrong. It wasn't because he was, like, super vain or anything. He was just like, hey, witches, you, like, did shit to my sister. I'm gonna get back at you. And they're like, no, you're not. We're turning you into a cat.
Actual lines from the movie.
Yeah.
But he did also have a rose that was in a.
In a
Yeah,
glass.
but he did also.
No, he didn't. I'm
No,
lying.
no.
I'm
He
sorry.
was friends with a clock.
Full disclosure, he loses a good portion of his memory every time I switch his consciousness.
Yeah.
So,
But there's a lot of good stuff about Hocus Pocus. There's also that really sweet song, I Put a Spell on You.
Oh, yeah.
Solid. When the parents are like, because you know, in most of these movies that are like starring children, the parents are super absent. So this boy is dealing with like being a virgin, talking to this hot girl, witches are chasing him and trying to eat his little sister, and his parents are just like at a party, getting drunk and dancing. And you're like, yeah, This is about what parents do.
The mom was like dressed slutty too. She was like a sexy Madonna or whatever.
Yeah, she was Madonna.
Yeah, and then like the kid was like
Like you said.
Mom, what? Yeah, same thing, I guess. But yeah, wasn't the kid like, Mom, what are you?
What's going on here?
You can see your tater tots.
Yeah, I've got very important things to say, Mom. Like, our whole world is falling apart and, like, witches are taking over the world. But I have to stop and comment on your general slutty appearance.
Yeah, your titties are hanging out, Mom. Also, your daughter's being attacked by witches.
Also, by the way.
Secondary to that.
Super cash.
We shouldn't ignore that the first thing that you mentioned of the problems that the protagonist has to deal with is his virginity.
Well, they bring it up like every 10 minutes
They
in the
do,
movie.
because the idea
He has to
is...
deal with being a virgin, like, oh, poor fucking him.
Well, you've seen Hocus Pocus, right? The idea is in order to light the candle, a virgin has to light the candle that summons the Sanderson
you
sisters.
fucking pussy.
And the girl that he's like going out with that night, she's like, I can't light it.
Yeah.
Oh god!
I definitely can't light this candle.
So he's like, that's fine.
Man, my whole ass ain't lighting no candles.
She's like, in all honesty, I can't even touch this candle, so.
When she walked in, all the candles went out.
And he's like, I want to be with her.
So he had to light it, and it was a big thing. But they were like in 9th grade, so I'm glad that he's still a virgin, and I wonder if that girl's okay today. But
I was thinking, like, what are we talking about?
Well, luckily, she's just an actress.
What is with witchcraft and being about, like, people's sex lives? You notice that?
You know what it is?
Virginity is, like, super strong in magic.
If you want me to get super feministy right now.
Of course, always.
Do we?
Okay. So I think the reason why witchcraft is always, like, associated with, like, sexuality is, like, if we go back to, say, Salem witch trials, right? And basically all but one of them was female. And it's just people, like, assigning witchcraft to women. It was a thing. Like, if we thought they were inconvenient, if they did this thing that we didn't like, if they did this thing we didn't like.
They were afraid of menstrual blood. They were like, I don't understand this shit. Burn her.
All of it.
I agree.
And that
and-
was actually a recording from back then. That's what they sounded like.
And the only thing that they directly associated women with sexuality. You can't separate the two, right? So part of the reason why you might be considered a witch is because you had 2 husbands that died. Well, you must be killing them with your super vagina, or something. And I don't want to just like.
Hey, that's a real fear, okay? That's a real thing.
I wake up every
I would
night in
be
cold
suspicious.
sweats of the killer super vaginas.
We've all seen the movie Teeth, right?
Yes.
Yeah, there's just no way that witchcraft was ever going to be separated from sexuality. And so, and if you think about who the accusers are, it's always men. You're a witch because you got me to sleep with you after I had a whole pint of whiskey or whatever.
And a family.
It's a lot of
Yo, witch. Yeah, and so I think that's why we always we put them together. So
why did they make the man the virgin then?
I think that's because that movie came out in
Flipping on its head.
95 or 96, and at this point we were already done with Halloween had come out, and
Halloween had been out for a couple hundred years at that point. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been around for a while.
Not the holiday, the movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But the idea of the virginal female is the one that survives, and so I think this was the 90s poking at that.
I see.
Because irony had just been invented.
This is the first time
It's true.
we can joke about ladies not being sex objects. That's how many years it took.
It's just crazy. We can look back and see that in the 90s, 9th graders are supposed to be having sex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weird, character study on humanity.
Yeah.
So,
Sorry.
What were you guys doing?
I want to bring this back to Clue because I want
He's still
to
livid.
see that movie right now, and you told me that's what we were watching. So I want to say this: doesn't Tim Curry feel like he would have been a perfect addition to the movie?
I say that about every movie.
Yeah, I can't.
I feel like you
I mean-
could put him into that movie easily in any role, and he would just work.
Wait, talking about Hocus Pocus?
Yeah,
Waterworld.
But it was
too.
what character? I don't think so. I don't think he could have been. What's the guy's name who's a zombie who's got his mouth?
Billy?
Billy.
No, that's
That
not what I
doesn't
mean.
make
I don't
sense.
mean. What I mean is
I think it's something like
we could have just
Billy's
added,
right.
you would just write a role.
Could have
for
been Tim Curry as Tim Curry.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You could have
I
just
get
wrote.
it.
You just we're just gonna put Tim Curry playing himself in this movie, and it's gonna work.
Well, you could do that with literally any
Yeah.
movie in the 90s. It
I
didn't
feel
have
like
to
most
be
people
Hocus
just
Pocus.
love Tim Curry enough that they would put him in any movie. You know, he's in a movie about like submarine warfare, and you're like, holy shit, it's Tim Curry!
Stop eating my sesame cake. That's not him, but that's the scene where he's in it, eating the sesame cake.
He's eating the sesame cake.
Yeah. I did
He was
do
in
that.
this movie called The Worst Witch, and I think he was like the headmaster of the institution. It's kind of like it was a school for witches, right? Kind of like the much more campy version, low budget version of Harry Potter, but
That
for
sounds
witches.
better.
There were no, I don't think there were any boys at the school.
Mm.
And,
Good.
I think I've seen a movie like
No,
that
Ethan
before.
Hawke was there. Ethan Hawke was the Hagrid.
Tim Curry didn't even
that
count,
one.
like, as one of the boys. He didn't even...
Because of the eyeliner.
Yeah.
Anyways.
But yeah, I think that we could have shoehorned him in
But for
to
what?
many of our. I think he
Never
would have been
say no to
appreciated.
Tim Curry. If
Exactly.
your question is for what purpose, the purpose is Tim fucking Curry.
Okay, and you have a great point. So Tim Curry is one of those great, like, spooky actors. Like, I think he could be very creepy, and I think it's kind of on the since we're around Halloween right now, we're about to watch one of the greatest movies of all time.
Waterworld?
Who do you guys think would be, like, who's the best, like, spooky actor you can think of? Off the
Vincent
top of your
Price.
head? I was actually going to eliminate
Pretty-
Vincent Price as a
I mean, that's pretty
choice.
easy.
Yeah.
Bela Lugosi.
Vincent Price would be a good
Lugosi.
choice if he wasn't eliminated. I would say the dude from the Candyman. What's his name?
Oh, I don't know.
The villain from the Candyman.
I ain't never
Black
seen
dude.
that.
Wait, you guys haven't seen the Candyman?
I ain't seen it.
Mm-mm.
Are you kidding me?
If I have seen it, then I don't remember.
Candyman. You say it in the mirror.
You said that too many times.
Yeah,
He wasn't looking at a mirror. It's okay.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was just mentioning what you're supposed to do when you look into the mirror. We're good.
I thought he was an Echo.
See, but the fear. Do you
I
hear the
feel it.
fear in Malik's voice? You know, that just
She
speaks
does.
volumes to
I
the
played
strength.
Bloody Mary at too many summer camps, and I'm not okay.
And he's been in other stuff
Long
too.
balls.
Like he was actually in a scary episode of Riverdale, right? He
Oh.
played a hack and slash murderer
Oh.
in Riverdale, right?
Hmm.
Every time you see that guy, you're shitting your pants because he's fucking scary.
Yeah.
That's my pick. Guy from Candyman. I don't know
Nice.
about you guys. Nobody else.
Cool.
What, I'm sorry.
No hug for me?
What are we picking again?
Oh, I was just thinking of a good spooky actor, a guy who just does
Oh.
the spooky well.
John Goodman.
Ah. What?
Is that because of the one where he kidnaps the white lady in the basement?
Honestly, that was a terrifying movie, but I thought he was creepy before that.
The
Like
Flintstones
Roseanne?
movie?
You watched
Yeah.
Roseanne and you were like,
Yeah.
I'm not fucking with this.
Like when they're not filming, he was just beating her. That's what I imagine.
I actually heard
Oh,
that
we call
was
that
the case.
America. Okay.
I love John Goodman.
Yeah, he's terrifying. But realistically, I think Robert De Niro, the Taxi Driver was what made me afraid of Robert De Niro to the same point
You
as...
talking to me?
Yeah.
That one, right?
Yeah. But like, that's like something we quote, but then when I actually saw the movie, I was like, oh my god, this guy is nutso. This is terrifying. And then the same thing goes for Jack Nicholson. Those eyebrows, man.
Ooh.
Even when he's
That's
like
a good pick. Joker, The Shining.
The
doesn't matter.
Shining, even in movies like As Good as It Gets, he's got those like creepy
Anger
eyebrows,
management.
and I'm
You're
like,
I don't want to fuck with this guy.
He
no,
scares me.
thank you. He's gonna put my dog in the garbage chute. That's evil.
That's fair. That's fair.
So those are
I
my
could see him doing that weirdly.
those are my top bad guys. Christopher Walken, maybe because of Sleepy Hollow.
Oh, he can totally do
Christopher
Yeah,
Walken,
definitely.
he's terrifying.
What do you think about Johnny Depp? Do you feel like he
No,
could be like a
why
bad
no?
guy?
No, I
'Cause
mean
I feel
they've,
like he's so weird he could like pull it off.
they've given him sinister roles before, like Sweeney Todd, but
Yeah.
I don't think he really pulls it off because I think there's something about like handsome people can't be like. There's
Too bad.
there's something not too bad. They can be super evil, but there's something disarming
He's
about it.
so metrosexual that you're not sure if you're attracted to him or scared. Basically, is the way I see
Well,
it.
it's sort of like American Psycho, right? And so Richard,
Fuck Christian Bale.
yeah, Christian. I will not.
I'm not wearing hockey pants.
But in American Psycho, like he's supposed to be this like
Perfect guy.
perfect guy, super good looking, and that's why he's disarming. Same thing as like Ted Bundy, right? This idea of they can get away with really terrible things because they're good looking. But I don't think that person, if you look at them, immediately instills fear, which I think is what you're asking, Isaac, and which actor like looks like they can be a bad guy. And so I think the tricky part is there that lots of good looking normal people are the worst people, but that's not who you would assign to play a traditional bad guy.
Who was the
Circle.
guy in Split?
McAvoy.
I like him.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
put my
Great
vote
job.
for him. He scares me.
McAvoy's a great choice
Maybe
'cause-
because Split scared me, but
Yeah.
I think McAvoy's a great choice because one of the things that makes somebody look creepy is those big eyes.
Yeah.
And he's got them. And he doesn't bear them in every role, but
Same
when he
thing as
does.
Jack Nicholson. When Jack Nicholson has the bug eyes.
Oh,
you're
yeah, when
like,
he
I don't
bugs
know
out.
about that.
Like that scene in The Shining where he's chasing the little boy through the maze is terrifying.
Wait, that scene where at the beginning when he's interviewing to get his job and his eyebrows are just like going up and down in response to the things he's saying, terrifying.
I think it's just baseline Jack Nicholson.
Yes.
It's just the worst part.
That's what I mean. Just his natural presence.
His existence scares people.
I want to tie in two things that we talked about. One is, it's a bit of a departure, but one is John Goodman. And the second thing is things that just spooked you as kids when we were kids. And I would say probably the scariest character to me when I was a kid was Oogie Boogie from Nightmare Before Christmas.
Ooh, that's fair.
He's filled with bugs.
He is filled with bugs.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that guy. He spooked the crap out of me.
Is that John
that's the
Goodman?
worst.
No, I was just thinking John
Oh.
Goodman could
No.
play him.
He's just also fat.
Split open his belly, not anymore.
If it helps at all, I was terrified of E.T. growing up.
Fair.
Wow.
Yeah, no, E.T.
He looks like a booger monster.
Yeah, he's a monster. That's not a friendly alien. That is a scary monster.
We're looking for Halloween characters.
And
He was
eating all
didn't
your
it take place?
candy.
Yeah, he eats all your candy, eats all your Reese's Pieces. And doesn't it take place during Halloween or something? He's riding around a bike. I watched the movie once and I was terrified.
I'm with you, bro. That's awful.
E.T.
Let me
scared
tell
the
you,
shit out of me.
E.T. is never dipping his light finger in your fucking molasses. Okay.
But with Oogie Boogie, I think it's perfect because that movie up to that point was, like, I think pretty solidly for children. I mean, it is made for children, but it's like sort of silly and whimsical, and you're like, oh, Santa wouldn't put a dead dog in my Christmas gift. It wasn't that
Wait, it
explicit,
wasn't?
but you know what I mean. Like, it was just like silly.
We had two
And then-
wildly different Christmases.
And then all of a sudden, it gets super dark. You know what I mean? Like, Oogie Boogie is like next level from the rest of the movie.
Yeah, he's like straight up like they don't even show him till near the end, and he's always like that laughing shadow, and then they show him and he's in all black lights and stuff.
Yeah.
He's scary as shit.
I mean, we've got the old guy who's basically like keeping that woman as a slave, and she's got to poison him to escape, which is terrifying as an adult. But as a child, you're just like, oh, it's fine. She'll get out of there. He's
Yeah.
harmless. But
Just
then
take his
Oogie
brain
Boogie
out.
shows up, and we're terrified. I think as an adult, those things would be reversed.
You mentioned the I Put a Spell on You song.
Yeah.
And the only reason I would agree with Isaac on Oogie Boogie being kind of scary is he did kind of have that deep, soulful black voice
Yeah.
where he could just pop out of nowhere.
Terrifying.
"Ah,
wasn't it?
spell on you.
Because what
You know,
you're
like, you believe it. You'd be like, I'm under a spell. Fuck, what am I going to do, you know?
Anime in his room was just a gambling torture chamber.
That's true.
terrible.
That's true.
Like you watch it now, like his room had like buzzsaws and like people with guns. Like
It's not okay.
They're playing dice in the corner.
And he had children henchmen. Can you trust somebody who is children henchmen?
yeah, 3 children, 3. I think they were just like kids that died on Halloween or something.
Yeah.
Like
He
their
was
thing.
basically like Bill Sykes.
Yeah.
Christmas Carol.
Well, I was thinking, he rolls the dice to figure out what he's going to do with Santa or something like that, right?
Something like that. Yeah.
And then he doesn't get the result he wants, so he hits the table and cheats.
yeah.
Which is worse
Yep.
than the guy from No Country for Old Men who, when he flips a coin, he
He's got
actually
rules.
sticks to the rule.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Oogie Boogie is a demented killer, and he cheats at games.
Yeah.
He's worse.
It's
That's
the worst.
double bad.
He's a poor sport.
yeah. Yeah, the kids can learn something from the guy with the weird haircut. All right, he's a killer, but he's
Although-
got a-
That movie does get me pumped, though. Like, the end where Jack's just, like, kicks his ass.
oh yeah,
Great.
I
Yeah.
like it. It's a fun movie to watch. You know,
It's
like
good.
no edgy 13-year-old. That's like a fun movie to watch, and you can watch it during Halloween and during Christmas.
Is that your version of No Homo, but for
yeah,
being goth? That'd be a goth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
because
I mean,
I'm pretty hard on homo, but
No Hot Topic, but
Yeah.
I mean, Blink-182 sings about them, so it's as emo as it gets.
Yeah. it's as edgy as you can get. They're still in Hot Topics
It just-
nowadays.
I love The Nightmare Before Christmas. Don't
It's
get
a
me
good
wrong.
movie. It's fun. It's fun to watch.
As far as like scary stuff, there was just too much like singing for me to actually be.
Yeah, what's more
actively
terrified
scared.
than randomly breaking out in song? I'm
Yeah,
scared of that now.
What's this? I'm so fucking terrified.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that was the Christmas song. There were
Yeah.
scarier songs in that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you really want to be scared, I mean, you got to bump it up to the next level. We're talking about like Scooby Doo and the 13 Ghosts.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Good
Alright,
point.
That's pretty terrifying.
That was when it got real.
Oh,
I like
man.
that. That's the one that was like where it was just Scooby and Shaggy, and Shaggy was different because he wore a red shirt, right? Like it was the '80s reboot.
Really? Is that right?
I think
That's
so.
how you knew he was aging.
Yeah, he
would
aged. He
change out
changed
his
his shirt. But yeah,
The passage of time made Scooby have a nephew.
yeah. But yeah, it was like it was Shaggy in a red shirt, Scooby, and then just like some other girl, and I think Scrappy, right?
Some other girl, so not
It wasn't Velma or Daphne.
okay.
I don't remember that.
No, I'm pretty sure.
I kind of want to back up for a second. How does Scooby have a nephew? Like,
Well, Scooby has
whoever the
a
other
brother.
person- yeah, he must have
See,
a
when one
brother.
Or
Scooby-Doo
a
falls in love with his
sister.
other
Or a sister.
You see?
and we never see them. I
No,
mean, it's not-
there's Dopey Doo, who I think that might be a cousin, but
Oh, I remember that.
yeah, he's
Yeah.
like he's an idiot.
That's the dog that used to hang out with Shaggy.
yeah,
And-
smoked too much pot. So he's like, oh, I gotta get rid of this
Also,
one.
he's a dog, you know? Like, you just be like, hey, dog, this is your nephew. And the dog's like, yeah, it is.
Yeah, sure. I don't have any
Because
idea
he's
what a family
dog.
is.
He just makes stuff up.
I mean,
So all of Scooby after Scrappy is just lies. They're just lying to the viewer and to Scooby. That's so sad.
It's fine. No, Scrappy's got a good life, so Scooby, they're chill. They can
He has a good life. He's taking his child nephew around to discover ghosts.
Scrappy's about it,
They're
though.
not
It's not like
ghosts,
Scrappy
Isaac.
doesn't want
They're
to
never
do it.
ghosts.
Yeah, I mean, the dogs would get excited about anything.
Yeah.
What I
he's
don't
going on a
understand
car ride.
is-
That's
Give
their
him some-
favorite thing.
Give them some molasses treats, and they're good to go.
Stop it with the molasses.
Scrappy Doo.
Nobody wants your damn molasses.
You want
Don't
it.
don't speak for everybody out there. All right?
Was I not supposed to be eating that?
No. Dig in.
Get
Dig
it.
in. There's plenty for
But just
everybody.
make sure we save some for the actual 12-hour marathon.
I just don't understand. Scrappy Doo, from what I remember from the cartoons, he was a G. And he spoke perfectly clear, great English. And then here comes his elder statesman, his fucking uncle, Scooby Doo. Sounds like a fucking idiot. Like, what the fuck are you saying, Scooby?
You're right.
He's
You
an
know, I
updated version.
Scrappy speaks full English.
I never understood.
And walked on his
Let
hind,
me
on his back
at him.
legs, right? Yeah, he would
was
like
a bipedal fucking puppy.
Yeah.
he would do like a boxing motion.
Yeah.
I would not let that thing near me.
Yeah.
What the hell is that?
He was like from Jersey or something. He's like, let me at him. Let me at him.
Yeah. Listen, Scrappy Doo's like the shits.
Would you say that he's very scrappy?
I would say 100% that he's Scrappy.
Yeah, but I'm just gonna say I think we had some different childhoods because when you started talking about Scooby Doo and Shaggy in a different colored shirt, I just don't feel like it's scary at all. Like nobody, watched like Tales from the Crypts with like.
Okay, I did.
Okay.
Come on. I watched that for the puns.
Yeah, I mean that
For
was.
you watched it for the puns when you were a child?
No, I watched it for the puns now.
Yeah. When I saw that as a kid, I was like, oh no, mommy, turn it off.
Yeah, no, the Crypt Keeper scared the shit out of me. as a
Still
kid.
does. I watched that shit recently.
He's still a little creepy.
terrifying.
That hysterical laughter.
I was just gonna say something about that intro and the laughter. It just made you feel like, you had the willow. Like you ever just walk into a room and you feel cold for no reason, even though it's like 90 degrees, and you're like, ugh.
And what's messed
I'm
up
scared.
is I used to watch Unsolved Mysteries, which showed
love that show.
murder cases. And I'd be like, this is fine. I'm not afraid. You can get kidnapped, separated from your twin. I'm fine for the rest of my life. And then 20 seconds of the beginning of a Tales from the Crypt, and I was like, yep. I was like, Mom, please, I'm too young.
My biggest thing I didn't like about Tales from the Crypt is he always was able to get the ladies, which is the worst part. He was a skeleton zombie monster.
If you can't seduce them, threaten them with murder.
Right? Maybe that's what I'm missing out on.
I'm sorry. What do you mean by get the ladies? Could you please
He's not
elaborate?
being
on.
coy here.
Yeah, no, he's not being coy. He always had these big old titty goth girls hanging on him.
The Crypt Keeper?
Yeah. Yeah. You not seen it?
Well, it was originally played by Rupert Murdoch, and he has a lot of money, so
Yeah.
true to life. That was a lesson for the kids.
Yeah.
No, I actually thought Tales from the Crypt, and
It
could
was
somebody,
all satire, that's the thing that you're saying.
could somebody please explain to me why I saw that as a kid? Because it's actually not even a show for kids. I looked it up recently.
No.
It wasn't supposed to be for kids. It was originally an HBO show.
Oh, really?
Yes, and then there was one that was animated called Tales from the Crypt Keeper, but I didn't ever see that one. That one was for kids.
I never saw that
It's
one.
because your parents loved you and they didn't want to lie to you about real life, so they showed you real scary shit.
Kids shouldn't even see puppets. We just get rid of
Puppets
puppets.
are not okay, yeah.
They're terrifying.
Or dolls. For that matter, I saw Chucky too early, and that was not okay for my psyche.
puppeteers, people who use puppets or make them.
All right.
Ventriloquist.
The creepiest people
whoa,
in space.
I will say Elmo should never be around anything, but puppets are okay.
Nope, only Muppets. Muppets are the only acceptable form.
Puppets are fucking puppets!
They are not.
Just because they have a fucking M doesn't mean they're not puppets.
They're
Zarxos,
Muppets.
sit down, Zarxos, please.
They're Muppets and not puppets, and puppets are terrifying. Muppets are chill.
Yeah, definitely.
That's
I agree with
science.
that.
There's
It's
science behind
all
it.
the weed
Yeah.
that they smoke. So
What, Muppets?
Yeah, I mean, you know that that band, you know, Animals bands.
Oh, yeah, there's
they're
no
always
way.
getting high. That guy, the
I gotta
girl
agree
who's
with
always
you.
like,
Yeah, the girl.
Yeah, for
Come on, she
sure,
looks high as
man.
shit.
Like,
Like,
There's no way Animal wasn't fucking wasted.
he's either on he's fucking drunk or on
No, he
fucking
was shrooms.
PCP.
He was shrooms. the surfer girl, she was definitely weed.
Yeah, she was high as shit.
So the Muppets were
But anyways, we're bringing this up so that we can talk about...
Hocus Pocus? That's why I brought it up.
no, we were talking about things that we should have been watching.
Yeah, no, hold up. Zarxos is saying that like Hocus Pocus and Scooby Doo was it? What was your childhood then? If
Like, so Tales from the Crypt, I watched, you know, pretty much every week it came out with my family. I don't know about you guys.
No, that's nuts. That's absolutely
That's
insane. I'm scared of it now.
Not with my family. That was something I snuck for like 5 minutes and then promptly turned off.
yeah,
So, like, I remember Resident Evil. You know, there was
Jesus
like
Christ,
zombie.
I'm still
specifically-
too scared to play that.
How old were
Wait,
you?
the game or the movie?
Yes.
Oh God!
I mean, the first game I remember specifically having nightmares about the cobra that was living in the attic that
Fair.
you had to fight with. Like, you just get a shotgun in the game, and it was like one of the earliest cinematics in the history of PlayStation. You know, this cobra comes out of an attic, and you're like, "Oh, what the fuck do I do?" I had nightmares about that for a good amount of time, and then something about Resident Evil 2 between the liquors. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about.
Oh, I know.
No,
Talking about
Okay, put the
booze?
moonshine down.
Oh, sorry.
no, the liquors. You know,
Licking, like with like a tongue?
Well, yeah, but they were
Liqueur.
that was the name of like their
Gotcha.
monster name. Like they
So
were called
Lickitung.
liquors.
Gotcha.
Oh, I didn't play 2. I'm sorry. No, I don't. I played 1
Find him on Route 12.
and also 4.
Yeah, so the liquors, they would like climb on the ceiling and like literally like strangle you with their tongue and then stab you and disembowel you and all that.
No.
And I was
Doesn't
like, I don't
sound
know,
fun.
8 or 9, right? That's what you guys were doing.
Sounds like something
Nope.
you expect
No.
to see in like a Freddy Krueger movie.
Nope, I was trying to figure out who was the Scooby Doo villain.
Yep.
That sounded like one of Noon's dates he was telling me about. But
I
Up
was
top.
I was pretty solidly watching like Are You Afraid of the Dark and
Oh, I love that show.
Goosebumps. You know,
Ooh, I remember reading
the
it,
stuff that had
Goosebumps.
like moral tales for children, but that like had kind of a spooky thing for like 5 minutes.
Yeah,
It was like a
lot of-
chapter.
I feel like a lot of the and those two things are similar. I feel like
Yes.
Are You Afraid of the Dark and Goosebumps both sort of occupied the same space, like you said, like this sort of weird. We're gonna, you know, be like. They always seem to kind of have like a "be careful what you wish for" kind of thing,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
don't trust strangers,
The morals,
kids. You
yeah,
know,
the
kind of
Please,
thing.
please don't smoke. But realistically, I'm wondering, Zarxos, if that means like maybe you're troubled.
yeah, what kind of child was that?
100%
Like,
sincerity.
I mean, like if like I was like learning lessons from my scary stories, and they weren't so scary that I had nightmares. I mean, they live with me to this day. But like there was something called liquors in my life that were. I did think about disembowelment when I was 8.
No, yeah, I definitely feel like there's.
I did.
Yep.
I just.
Well, you're-
I just want to.
Yeah, but
So
when
he's
you were
not alone.
You were an 8, but a
Doombot.
full-grown human. I mean, robot. You were a full-grown robot.
Yeah, I was definitely. That was around the time I killed my first people.
That's like the first patch of your
First
programming.
people. His
is
first
disembowelment.
entire race of people he
Yeah.
killed at 8.
I opened the README for Kane, and the first section was just disemboweling.
But no-
EXE.
But Zarxos, I'm worried. Are you okay? Have you been in therapy?
I've never been in therapy, but I feel like, you know, as bad as it might have been for me as a developing space Mexican, it taught me great life lessons. Like, you know, like the black people always die. And,
Hey, what do you mean?
Yep.
well, like, okay, it doesn't matter what horror or scary movie you're talking, right? Resident Evil 2, the only black character in the game is a police officer that you're trying to help, you know, recover the police precinct of Raccoon City. and he turns into a zombie, and of course you have to kill him, right?
How do sexually liberated women fare in this world?
Not well.
If I know anything about scary stuff,
You mean
Them
when you
and-
say this world?
I mean, in the world where like the black guy dies first.
Are we talking about Clue?
She does moderately better than the comic
it's
relief.
roughly the same, but like
Okay.
if like the black guy is like 1A, then the independent strong female is like 1B.
Gotcha. So it's like one or either of them or both
Yeah.
of them has to go. First or
the
second.
black guy always dies first, and then it's either the slutty girl or comic relief.
Hey, we're saying
Oh, sorry.
sexually liberated
Sorry.
women.
Yeah.
The
Strong independent
so yeah.
female. Doesn't
Sorry.
need no man.
The so yeah, either the comic relief or one of the toots, and then usually
he was just trying to get to that. So what it sounds like you're saying to me is, and I've been working on this theory for a while, people die in order of their threat to the white man.
Right. And that's why ultimately the virgin kid, you know, who's a boy, let's be honest. No,
Oh,
ninth
yes.
grader. It's a boy, is a virgin, am I right?
Stupid virgin.
nerd.
Idiot.
But he lives. He gets to win the day, right?
As a point of comparison, Malik, why don't you tell us something that really scared you as a kid?
Really scared me as a kid. For some reason, someone had left Chucky on,
Oh God.
and I just walked in and I was just like, "Oh, look, dolls! I'll watch this." No,
Must be a kids movie.
that was because like honestly, Chucky. The first Chucky starts off with like Chucky's cute. Hi, my name's Chucky. Yeah, want to play? It's before
I
he
really
like
like that boy.
before he's like super demented and like, you know, haunted by the serial killer or whatever. I don't even really know the story because I was a child and I refused to watch it again.
None of it really matters at
good.
the end of the day.
Yeah, but it was horrific. But then for some reason, like 2 years later, I stumbled across a Bride of Chucky. And I'm like, why as a kid am I watching this? So I was like, this terrified me, but I can't turn this off.
Didn't they have sex
They
like as dolls?
did!
Oh yeah.
Yep.
They're like, oh yeah, I'm a little doll. You like that, Morty? Ah.
Wait, what? I think we might be mixing some universes
We're
here.
blending things, but
I'm
I
sorry.
think that was one of the things I saw as a kid that my parents didn't watch with me. Zarxos, I think, is the difference. That was one of those like I was like surfing the TV as a child and was just like, oh, dolls.
Yeah.
Wait. Just, I want to make a clear point. Does it make it better or worse if your parents actually watched it with you or put it on for you to watch?
I think it's worse if you're like, it's family movie night, kid. We're watching Resident Evil. You're fine.
This is fine.
Your choices are Hercules by Disney or The Last House on the Left.
Whoa.
And we're putting Last House on.
Graphic
you know-
rape scene. Let's do it.
It just grabs you and, all right, son, you're gonna become a man.
Keep your eyes open. Keep them open.
But
blink.
but to your point, Malik, I mean, Resident Evil has lessons too. If you're in a robotic hallway, you might get sliced up by lasers. That's a life lesson.
Just true.
That's something we had to learn on this ship the hard
Yeah.
way.
If Zarkos hadn't learned that lesson, he wouldn't be alive today. Never go down futuristic hallways. Use the rickety rope bridge.
Yeah.
Lost a lot of rat friends that day.
Good.
Sorry, I was straight up Goosebumps level. I'm not even to any of you guys' level. I didn't watch anything scary. I really wasn't into it.
Oh, I don't like scary.
No.
Goosebumps was too much for me.
But like we were saying, Goosebumps was great, and it's like very similar to Are You Afraid of the Dark in that Goosebumps never just told a scary story. They were like, okay, before we set this up, we want you to know that this person has some sort of trouble. They either have poor self-esteem or they're a bully.
Wait, are we likening being a bully to having poor self-esteem? I feel like that's.
I mean, it's a there's going to be a
Kinda
lesson
synonymous.
learned. I think,
Okay.
like we just recently watched, right, The Haunted Mask, which is a great Goosebumps movie.
I like
I
that.
did like that one.
Yeah, and the little girl is
I
like
love Thrall from
What was her
Warcraft.
name? Carol? Carolyn?
Carol Beth or something.
Carol Beth.
She's
Hey,
got
Carol
like a-
Beth.
like
Hey.
a terrible hyphenated name.
It was something that two names that shouldn't be placed together.
Probably
But
the
they
most,
always had to say them both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
the
couldn't just
most
say-
horrific part of that movie was her name.
I thought Thrall's acting was pretty good.
No, he did a good job.
But in that movie, you get her. She's like, you know, she's bullied at school. She doesn't like who she is. She doesn't like her friend's really cute, and she's not. She's got terrible bangs, and so she gets this mask, And she's really relishing in the power that comes with that. And then she realizes, oh no, I can't be myself. And then she freaks out. And it's the power of love for yourself that lets you overcome real and imagined demons. And that's Goosebumps for you.
I remember that very differently.
Yeah, because as a kid, you might miss some of the really, because it was not at all lightheaded. It was very like, here's the point of the story. But as a kid, you might just be like, this is scary. I'm missing all of the points.
See, I think that's kind of the difference between when you read the book or if you watch the actual movie or video of the story. When you read the book, you kind of were like, holy shit, it's a fucking scary mask and this girl can't stop killing people and doing scary shit. But when you watch the movie, it's like, Carol Beth, hey Carol Beth, we're bullying you. Carol Beth, this is the moral of the story, Carol Beth.
Actual lines from the show. Yeah.
True, but I think I think what happens is our childhood brains make us misremember because Goosebumps never killed anybody. It wasn't a thing that they did. It always felt more dire because it was like, oh no, your parents are going to find out, or your friends are going to think you're a scaredy cat.
Their parents found out. That makes sense,
and that's like the worst thing that could happen. But I mean, as in the Are You Afraid of the Dark, I was watching them, and one of the guys, it's like the first episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark is there's a clown who apparently really likes smoking cigars, and they took time to say, smoking's bad.
Yeah, I feel like we need to do air quotes.
Yeah.
Smoking cigars.
Yeah, smoking cigars are like, he smoked cigars and he was an evil clown. Smoking's bad, kids. And then...
But man, is he cool.
And then there's a kid who thinks he's like...
Why did they give him a Harley and shades? That was such a mixed message for me.
It's literally Joe Camel.
And so there's a kid who thinks he's cooler than all the other kids, and he's like, I'm gonna go in there and steal that clown's nose. Meh. And he goes in and he steals the nose, and then he gets haunted. And so the idea is, first of all, smoking's bad. Second of all, don't steal shit.
Especially noses.
Because all he has to do, he gets calls from the clown saying, give it back. And he smells smoke all everywhere he goes, which is a thing, I guess, that you didn't experience in the 90s. Call bullshit. But all he has to do is return the nose, and that's it. He's not haunted anymore.
Oh, wow.
So the moral of that story is, don't steal.
Yeah.
Or smoke.
That is actually, if you think about it, that's actually the plot of Pirates of the Caribbean.
That's not even a stretch.
You're not wrong, and that's what's infuriating.
Yeah.
R.L. Stein wrote it, and then they just ripped him off.
Yeah. I like both. Growing up, like everybody did, I read all the Goosebumps movies. Or I read all the books.
I bet you read them movies.
I read the movies.
He read the screenplays.
I put I got the screenplays of the books. I got the novelizations of it. No, growing up, I read all the books and watched the show, but I always liked Are You Afraid of the Dark more? Because Goosebumps, the show specifically, it was fun, but it was always kind of campy and a little goofy. Are You Afraid of the Dark always seemed spookier to me. It seemed...
I think it was the setup, because Are You Afraid of the Dark was like a club. It was like the midnight
didn't they say it
storytellers.
around? Yeah,
so they'd all start. There was a bunch of kids whose parents let them out at midnight to tell scary stories.
Right.
I always had the interpretation that they were sneaking out.
Yeah, sure. But also, you should know where your kids are.
Right.
Anyways.
It's a bad parent. That's
It's
90s.
10 o'clock. Do you know where your children are?
That's just 90s parenting.
It's 90s parenting. But
That's why that came about.
I think that Are You Afraid of the Dark got to be campier than Goosebumps because it was children telling ghost stories around a campfire. So they can get as campy as they want, and it doesn't feel as campy.
Yeah.
Because of the setup for it. And the actors, I think the young actors were pretty stellar.
Yeah, I think the acting in Are You Afraid of the Dark was better than
When you say
Goosebumps.
stellar, you mean bad in a way that was enjoyable, right?
I mean, I was impressed. There's this one episode where there's a boy who finds a ring, and this girl starts haunting him, and she's like, Jason,
and then
I just want you to be with me. And then you find out, oh, she died, and you're being haunted by a ghost. And he's like, that's really weird. And then his sister slowly reveals that, actually he's dead too. And they died on their way to, homecoming or something. But, I believed this kid. He was like, whoa, what? This girl's dead? I believed him.
And he still didn't get any.
Yeah, he's still.
I guess I just mean, yes, they were 12 to, 16 years old actors, and it felt good. I've seen it recently.
This isn't entirely related, but just really, one thing that freaked me out, again, Isaac level scare, was that story about the woman who had a scarf around her neck her whole life.
That's what's it called?
Is it Silverstein?
Scary Stories.
No,
it's not Silverstein.
Oh.
It's just
the spooky
It's a really old
storybook.
Scary Stories, yeah.
That goes way back in history.
That's one of the things that is lodged in my brain for the rest of my life.
So you were spooked too. I actually felt like a pansy for most of my life because I was like, this is so scary.
You get the story, it's 6 pages long, and it's about this girl who he met her when she was a child, and she walks around with a scarf around her neck, and he's like, why do you have that? And she's like, no, whatever, it's chill.
I don't fucking know. It's pretty
chill,
cool, you know?
It's chill. And then they get married, and he's like, why you got that scarf? She's like, listen, it's chill, no big deal. And then she's like on her deathbed, and he's like, why do you have that scarf around your neck? And she's like, pull it. And he pulls it, and her head falls off. And I was just like, wow.
Why wait till she's on her deathbed, though? Couldn't it be on wedding night? That would have made the story so much better.
But then she dead.
What's your scariest non-slasher thing from your childhood, Ken?
Childhood.
Scary to you?
Childhood is loosely.
Have a childhood.
Loose terms.
As he came up the assembly line.
So we're piecing you together.
Are You Afraid of the Dark was pretty bad for me. They always seem to have some pretty weird endings.
There was
with the weird, because there seemed to be a lot of stuff where people are trapped in hellscape, so it would be oh, you're trapped in the mall forever
behind
by
a
yourself.
mirror.
Yeah, behind a mirror
In a silent movie.
Yeah. All
There
those
was-
weird things like that.
With Nosferatu.
See, that's where...
I like the third thing you added to the story.
That's where you lose me, because at that point it becomes a fucking SpongeBob episode. And they're
Nosferatu.
who flicked on the lights?
That's very funny.
No, there was two. No, I'll let Kane finish this thing.
But so all those weird parallel universe things and things like that were always creepy to me. So that was pretty big. But oddly enough, as soon as he asked, my mind immediately went to this movie. It was called The Mass and His Child. I don't know why that just it messed me up.
It was called what?
The Mass and His Child. It's not a scary movie, but it's just there are all these themes of these mistreated toys and stuff, and it's there was clearly a parallel between the way that between these things, and it got very real. You know what I mean? You think oh no, it's a bunch of cute toys, and it's just it was clearly a parallel talking about real life. So it was
to your real life.
Well,
as a misfit toy.
People's lives. I mean, the things that basically slave labor in between these people, Holocaust style, genocide and things like that. Just things like that happening, and it's even as a kid, you get it. You're no, I get what they're talking about here. It's it was really intense because they sneak that in, and it's this is not supposed to be scary, but it totally was.
That's the same way I feel about Roald Dahl. If we just take a second about Roald Dahl. So Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, right? Is mostly not scary except for the tunnel scene, which is
in Willy Wonka.
That's
Wonka?
a freaky fucking scene.
It's horrific. That movie
You
is.
feel they would have just taken that scene out. It
No,
didn't really say
it
the
seems so
same thing about
unnecessary.
Wonka's character.
They can't, because I feel like Roald Dahl was I'm alive, and if this isn't scary, I'm not about it. Because he wrote for children, but think of the other Roald Dahl books and movies. We've got James and the Giant Peach.
Terrifying.
Y'all seen that movie?
I wrote that.
Terrifying.
Oh,
Have you guys seen The Witches?
No.
Wait, the witches. Wait, you're not talking about his aunts or whatever. Right?
The what? Yeah. No. That's from James and the Giant Peach. It's The Witches, and there's a little boy, and Angelica Houston is one of the witches, and it's the scary. They turn him into a rat, and he has to run around the hotel. Is one of the scariest movies I've ever seen. it's for children. Roald Dahl. Terrifying.
No, I get it.
Save yourself.
It sounds like the kind of thing I'm talking about. Where it's oh no, it's just a rat. It's no. You understand what's going on.
You get that the
scared of rats all
adults,
the time.
the adults made the children's rats, and they have no opinions or any say in their lives,
Right.
and we're taking over the world, and we're evil, but no one knows because they look beautiful, and then they turn around and they really scary witch faces. This is perfect. Anyways,
I hate the
I'm
turn
with
around
you.
scary face. That's
Yeah.
a
I
trope
don't like
hate.
that.
Turn around scary face.
So I just have to mention, because we're talking about things that scared us and terrified us and made us cry as children.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little bit off topic, but
We're never on top.
I remembered this one time. You guys ever see Jean-Claude Van Damme play a bad guy and lose a fight?
No.
No,
Right. So
never seen him lose a fight at all.
right. So there's a movie called Black Eagle. I know because I just looked it up. Black Eagle, Jean-Claude Van Damme plays the villain and has 2 showdowns against Sho Kosugi.
Oh, yeah, of
Sho
course.
Kosugi is the good guy, the
Sounds right.
protagonist.
We all know who Sho Kosugi
And-
is.
Heroic name.
Jean-Claude Van Damme gets his ass kicked at the end of this movie. And something about that was the most terrifying thing I had ever seen
His
as a
hero.
small 6-year-old child. I was like, no!
But wasn't he the bad guy, though? Did you
Right,
say he was the bad guy?
But I had
usually.
never seen Jean-Claude Van Damme as
He
a
was
bad guy.
Guile, okay?
Right, like, to me, he was the man. Like, he was always the dude that kicked ass and was the good guy. And for some reason, I, like, turned the corner to my parents watching Black Eagle, which just sounds terrible. You know?
It would be like seeing Steven Seagal lose a fight. I mean, that would break my
I
heart.
can't-
That can't happen. I mean, obviously, that's not possible.
Yeah,
The
no,
only
that's
person
about...
that could do that is Katie Seagal.
Yeah.
Right, his sister.
Katie Seagal can be Steven
She
Seagal.
does the voice of the Cyclops chick in Futurama.
So, you know, I think we were talking about Goosebumps and Are You Scared of the Dark and all that. I could never relate to those kids because, like, I couldn't do all the, like, typical childhood things. Like, you cut to, you know, oh, it's Timmy and little Mark, and they're riding their bikes.
I can
know,
tell
down
you
the-
had a rough childhood because you couldn't think of 2 childhood
Regular
friend names.
children names. Timmy and
Marky Mark and the whole Funky
Marcus
Bunch.
Merkel Mark. His fucking name is Mark.
And they're with all the rest of the Power Rangers, and they're flying down the street on their bikes, right? And like, I can't ride a bike. I never learned how to ride a bike because that's not a thing in space. Well, I was born on a colony off Earth. I was never, you know.
Well, I
To
mean,
the
what-
studio audience. Oh.
yeah. How did you
I'm not sad about that. I'm just saying I couldn't resonate with them because.
How did you
sad for you.
travel around the neighborhood with your friends?
Well, I mean, we didn't really. We kind of just played video games, watch TV.
What he's
and
saying
movies.
is he didn't really go anywhere very often.
I mean, how many cardboard box forts did you make?
I didn't do that. I mean, we were playing VR games.
How many kickball games did you play in the middle of the street?
One.
Yeah, how often did you have to go car?
Yeah.
And then everybody moved to the side.
Well, you do that in the VR games, but
How many?
Just 'cause-
How many first bases were mailboxes, Isaac?
How
I don't know
many
what that
times did you step on a nail?
I have not done that.
Number
What?
of slip and slides sled.
I don't think that was
7.
Right.
7 slip and slide sled.
Wait. Is this slip and slides that you've like been on, or times that you've used a slip and slide as a sled on snow?
He said 7 slip and slides as sleds on snow.
I'm not going to.
The sledding.
Yeah. You know what I'm realizing right now, guys, is that we all had pretty terrible childhoods.
What do you mean?
I mean, you just watched scary stuff way too young. I don't know where your parental supervision was.
They were right next to me.
They were
Yeah,
making
They were
him
putting
watch
it on the
the movies.
television. I
Yep.
don't know what you mean.
Messed up. Isaac can't ride a bike, climb a tree, do anything that normal kids can do.
Hey,
You know, you guys should.
I bet you he's never made a phone by attaching 2 cups to a piece of string.
Or a pillow fort.
And, you know, like, all of my friends were adults. Actually, no, my parents didn't have a lot of time for me. It was just their friends that did, which is why I have the tastes I have. You know, growing up in a library,
Right.
running errands for the mafia was very difficult. But I feel like I really learned from the whole experience.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah.
Like you're a bastion of
And
information for sure.
You know, early adoption into fine wines and spirits.
Yep, yep.
Why do they call it spirits though?
Because
I've
they're
never-
haunted.
There's ghosts in the bottle.
Yeah,
D-
pretty simple.
Is that why you get so fucked up? It has nothing to do with the alcohol. Just ghosts
Just
are like
ghosts.
kicking your
Yeah,
ass from the
it's-
Ghosts
inside.
in the blood.
depending on what you're drinking, it's either the ghost of a Native American, the ghost of an Irishman. You know, it's a thing.
I thought my childhood it was perfectly satisfactory.
Your childhood.
yeah.
I didn't know Doombots had childhoods.
I mean, like his formative years, his first 5-10 years, he was slaughtering planets worth of people.
yeah, Kane, you did not have a good childhood. You murdered. That was like your first thoughts was murder.
Kane,
Yes.
your
And I enjoyed every minute of it. I was cackling maniacally.
Kane,
I was filled with joy constantly.
Kane, you had a literal childhood. You had a cowl made out of the skin of children. It might be the most horrific thing I've ever seen in my life.
Is that what that is? Kane, you told me that was an art project.
I thought that's what humans meant.
It is pretty comfy though. I gotta
It's-
say.
You've worn it?
as comfortable as it may be. That's not what we meant when we said childhood.
Oh, guys, it's gonna be on pretty soon here. We better get ready.
Oh, Where's the remote? The remote.
Where
the
is
remote.
Jeez.
Oh yeah, where's
Check
Kane? I gave it to you. I thought.
Cushion.
Guys, I have bad news.
What?
Last time I saw the remote, it was under a half a ton of industrial fertilizer by the warp reactor.
Zarxos, what are you trying to say? Where's the remote, man? How do we get it?
I'm not being coy here. I'm saying that the remote is underneath a half a ton of...
And you decided to just not get it when you came up here.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't
And
you
tell us
do
just
that?
now.
Well, because I don't watch children's scary movies like Hocus Pocus.
Zarxos, just bring us to the remote, please. Show us where it is.
We need to get this quickly.
All right, come on this way. Warp reactor, here we come.
I hope the door works on the first try.
Sure does stink down here.
Yeah, there's
Almost
a lot of manure.
like it's a ton of industrial.
We heard you, Zarxos. We heard
mean-
you.
It's terrible. It smells so bad.
I don't even know why we need industrial strength fucking fertilizer.
It's what the ship runs on. It's steam powered.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty dark, right?
It's
Burns
a
my
catacomb.
eyes.
Why has it always been a catacomb to get to the warp reactor?
Here, hand me the torch.
Just be careful. It is a human skull.
Also, very damp. I mean, it's humid. My eyes, they keep fogging up. I have to keep wiping
Yeah.
them every couple of seconds just because it's so humid down here.
It is damp
What's this?
and muggy down here. It is.
Nathan, you come down here all the time. This is normal for you?
I'm borderline blackout drunk when I'm down here.
Fair enough.
But yes.
Gotcha. Let's just grab the remote and get out of here.
All right, but we reached a gate. What is this? It says
be
there's
that
a
easy.
scroll here.
Klaus, Ferratu. I'm not gonna do it.
Nickel.
I know what happens. I'm not gonna do it.
Nectary.
Oh wow, that's weird.
No.
It was actually in the hands of a skeleton.
Anyway, what's the scroll say?
It says we have to. Okay, all right, Nathan, you're joking. This is a joke.
What?
We have to ride bikes down.
Oh, yeah, sorry. It's the alcohol that gets to me. Yeah, we just all got to ride bikes together down to the next gate.
Tandem bikes?
No, we all get our own bikes. I mean, it's super fun. We can play cops and robbers and stuff if you want. Or we can have a race.
Hey,
There's
Is it downhill or uphill?
a little bit of both. There's one ramp made out of a plank of wood with
Ooh.
cinder blocks.
Nice.
I'm sure our
Guys,
engineer
hey.
can hook that.
Guys, I can't ride a bike. I thought I made that clear.
What do you mean? Like?
I never learned how to ride a bike.
Oh no, it's not. It's not a mountain bike. It's like a regular bike.
Yeah, you can just pedal. It's
Yeah.
got the back brakes.
Does
Yeah.
it have, those little auxiliary,
Like the
what's
tassels.
the-
I think the girl bike does.
What's the term for it?
the
Assisted wheels?
horn?
Assistive wheels.
Do you mean the tin can and the spokes to make it sound like you're riding
Oh,
a motorcycle?
yeah.
Just gonna say the card.
Yeah.
The card,
have the
yeah,
card.
they all have that. Yes.
I need
Reflectors.
I need training wheels. Is what I'm trying to. 'Cause I'll fall over if I'm on a.
Isaac, are you serious?
I told you I never learned how to ride a bike. I played video games. I didn't go outside.
Oh my god, this is embarrassing.
What a
Listen,
joke.
just lean up against the walls of the catacomb and pedal your legs in a circle.
No, he can ride on the back of my pegs.
Yeah.
I got pegs on the back of my bike.
He's into pegging. I
Yeah.
heard.
That's embarrassing.
That is really embarrassing, guys.
Here,
Isn't there another way we
just-
can do
just
this?
Put your hands
Uh,
on my shoulder. We'll ride downhill.
Yeah,
Just
just
your hand on my shoulder.
yeah, but don't lean too much when she's pedaling. Just Isaac, it's not even that. Come on, just hop on. We'll get to the next gate, no problem.
Ooh, give me flashbacks at the end of E E.T.
No, it's too scary.
We're not putting him in the basket. All right.
All right, see that? All right, see that wasn't so bad. The next one's super easy. All we got just a mountain of these cardboard boxes, so we all just got to work together and make just a badass cardboard box fort. All right?
Why are we only doing things that Isaac has never done?
Yeah, we have to do something.
No,
This
there's
really
no
seems
way
like a
he-
practical joke.
There's no way he hasn't made a cardboard box fort.
I don't even know what you're saying. What does that mean?
I don't understand how you. All right, see all these refrigerator boxes and stuff. We're gonna tape them together with way too much duct tape, and we're gonna make a cool network of tunnels.
You know what a fort is?
You're already
Yeah.
in a
Yeah,
tunnel.
and we're gonna have a jar for peeing.
I know what a
Yes.
will fort is.
A what?
Will fort?
Heyo!
Now's not a time for jokes. We have to make a badass fort. All right.
All right. What if I put this here? Is that?
No, oh my. No. Isaac,
I mean, I build things all the time. I think this will work. It's fine if it. Whoa! It's on fire.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't
Jesus.
know how I.
Jesus.
How
Okay.
did you even?
Hey.
I won't. Please stop, Isaac. Put that down.
Oh, okay. I'll.
You have offended me. You have offended me on a spiritual level with what
Okay.
you have done with these cardboard boxes.
All right, I put that out. No more, guys. No more flame.
Okay. I mean, listen, guys. I may not be able to do this part. I mean, I build stuff all the time. Just I can't apparently master cardboard.
Anyway, Malik, will you help me do this? I want to build a second story.
Yeah, sure. Okay, here. Grab this box. Here's this thing.
See that?
Yep.
This is perfect. This is how friendship and teamwork
Look at this
work.
tube. This tube will be great.
Oh my god, that's gonna be the coolest part ever.
Yeah, here, I'll cut a little hole out so we have like a little like submarine
Look at that.
window.
See?
Yep.
I feel like we need a garage, you guys. We'll make
We'll throw a garage in there.
That's all gravy though. Let's
Yeah.
get this done and we'll build the garage.
Yeah.
Guys, the gate's opening, so if you...
Yeah, but we're in the...
I'm chill here.
I don't.
kind of want to stay in the fort.
Yeah.
What's the point of making a fort if you're not going to hang
Hocus
out?
Pocus, guys.
Okay. We'll go on
We'll
to
get
next
the
one.
remote. We'll direct the TV down to our fort. That's how the rest of the evening
Yeah.
will go.
I don't even want to watch this movie, but he brought the moral around full circle.
Yeah. All right, fine. We'll go to the next gate.
All right, let's just dig through this pile of fertilizer and
It's
grab
manure.
the remote.
Ooh, there's a countdown timer on the wall. I think it's like double dare. Oh, let me just dig through here.
You know, don't stop him. He's actually having fun.
Glad we
I'm
brought
having a
Kane.
blast.
The expert digger.
I'm making good time.
Yeah.
I kind of don't even want to watch the movie anymore.
Yeah, no,
This is
actually...
way scarier.
This is a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Literally.
Listen, that's what I do.
Nearly there.
Yeah, but how does this help the ship go?
Got it.
There it
I
is.
got it.
Great.
All right.
Kane, you hold
Here,
it.
let me. Oh
No, I don't want
you want
that.
me
I don't... No, you...
It's all you, buddy.
That's all you. You hold on to that, please.
All right.
Malik, I changed my mind about bike riding. Can I get on your pegs again?
Sure.
I was into that.
Hop on.
Seemed like it.
Off we go into the sunset. Oh, we've only got like 2 minutes to go. That was
Let's
weird.
go.
It's it was conveniently 8 minutes that entire
Right.
time we were here.
Right. No, Isaac,
Stop it. You're doing it wrong.
this is...
Childhood! Oh, my butt. My butt hurts so much.
Yeah, I'm telling you, you're riding on those pegs the wrong way.
Why? Yeah. Why does your butt hurt? Do you really not know what pegs are?
I know what they are.
Okay. You explain them to me real quick.
It's when someone
No, not
puts
porn
it in
pegs.
someone else's...
Nope.